Welcome to bituminouskole. Home base is Fortville, Indiana, but the bigger focus of much of the videos is Indiana railroading. I show you a lot of the Indiana Railroad and their red and white locomotives. It evokes thoughts of Indiana University and the Hoosiers, college football's reigning NCAA Division I national champions. Indiana once had the Monon Railroad, the Hoosier Line. Operationally, there isn't much left of the original Monon. Today's video focuses on a segment of tracks still in use by CSX from the town of Monon down to Lafayette. With trains caught in Monon, Reynolds, and in Brookston, Indiana. Let's go to the former Monon. Let's go to the trains! The show's first train was caught at Reynolds, Indiana, on the drive back from riding the South Shore's new Monon Corridor train. Now, there will be an episode of bituminouskole featuring the Monon Corridor very soon, so keep posted for that. Meanwhile, driving on US 421 out of Monon, train L416 was seen, passed, and then shot on video for your viewing pleasure. Check out the cat making way for the train. Now, I'll give you a little bit of clarity on the train numbers. I had to look this up. Train symbol L416 is a Monday through Friday turn running between Parr, Indiana, and the town of Monon. In this case, however, the train continued as train U416. I had never caught a U service train before, so I had to get some info. I've learned that the U series are counterparts to the L series, but are recrewed, new crew, and then they vary from the original. And in this case, the variance was to go south to Lafayette, whereas Parr is northeast of Monon. A nice train for one beginning life as a local. I mean, so many locals have just a handful of cars, but not this one. I liked what I saw in Reynolds and decided to have another bite at the apple. First stop, Brookston, Indiana. Upon arrival, I found a train tied down. No signs of a crew, locomotives not idling. Decided to look at the locomotive a bit and fly over top. I discovered that this is one long unit grain train.
And we're looking down at the yard at Monon, and cars are being switched. am at Monon, Indiana, in the wind. And
The train was long enough and it was windy enough outside that I decided not to fly to the end of the train. I would fly back, of course, and catch the water tower, naturally. Once I brought the drone down, I took a few minutes to take some photographs. I don't take a lot of photographs, but the train wasn't going anywhere soon, so I took the time to enjoy some details. There are a lot of things, small details, that I miss when focusing on trains in motion. Yep, there's a toilet in the locomotives. And no, it does not drain out onto the tracks, it gets pumped out. But toilets on trains certainly were emptied on the tracks back in the day. I mean, I'm old enough to remember flushing a toilet on an early 70s Amtrak train and seeing cross ties and a rail through the opening. Oh, we've come a long way. Yes, sir! With the grainer off the main track, I thought it might be standing, waiting for another train to pass. So, wait here or move up the line to see. I decided to move up. I mean, it usually backfires, so that's what I decided to do. And I saw another long train of hoppers along the way up 421, but no action. So I continued on to Monon, the namesake town of the old railroad, and found some switching taking place in the narrow yard.
I am at Monon, Indiana, in the wind. And, well, we're looking down at the yard at Monon. And cars are being switched way down. I think that's by Route 18. Not real familiar with the area, but you can see a headlight down, way down, and that's all going on. Yes, I was in Brookston, Indiana. If you've ever driven on I-65 through Brookston, then you'll see windmills everywhere. And that's because statistically and by reputation, Brookston is the windiest place in Indiana. And I'm not far from that. I'm hearing a rumble, so I'm going to shut up and start catching some stuff.
Meanwhile, the train at the right is a rail train. It was tied down here the day before, but the rumble I heard was that locomotive being started. My thought is that one coming out first, or is the train doing the switching coming out first? Well, it became clear that L416 was going to come forward first, although really slowly, so I'm playing with the speed here to zip it through. Yeah, I don't know about you, but sometimes I love having all the information and knowing what's going to happen as it happens, either through hearing it on the scanner or getting tipped off by a friend. But sometimes it's fun just to play junior detective and sit around and see what happens. Be surprised and enjoy the surprise. I didn't have any information, so it was going to be all about the surprise. At this juncture, I'm thinking, okay, I'm either going to pack up so I can chase that train, or I'm waiting to see what the work train is going to do with those rails. It didn't take long. The decision was made for me as the train started backing. So this train was going to be a longer train, but it also was a long wait. The train didn't move again for almost 20 minutes. And yes, that footage has been cut in the interest of keeping things moving along. I mean, we could look at these auto racks for 20 minutes. If you like, hey, just hit pause and stare. At last, the moment has come. The train is built and is proceeding as M641 to Lafayette. This is really a long, long train. Well, not only is this train long, it's blessed with a great variety of rolling stock car types, and some fallen flags of northeastern railroads make appearances. When it comes to intermodal trains or unit trains, I'm happier to show a lot of drone views, but I'm enjoying the ground views here, just of the parade of cars. Like this. Pan Am Railways. Good enough for a second look. Now we'll employ the drone. Yeah. Oh, I wish I could make out what this faded paint is. Maybe somebody can chime in and let us know. Look at that trailing DPU. How clean! Love seeing them clean. Worthy of a second look. And what's this? Main Central and remnants of Guilford paint. Nice. I really just couldn't get over how long this train was. I kind of wanted to see where the end of it was. Plus, I wanted to see the rail train. At this point, I knew I was going to go and try and chase this guy. So, two birds, one stone. Let's look at the rails in the work train, or the absence of rails generally, and the remainder of our main train. We say goodbye to our train. Heck, we said goodbye to the people who had to wait behind the train. Now, me, I'd pay extra for it, but these folks were missing appointments and whatnot. So, but you know, they're there and we talk and we make friendly.
Well, that was truly a massive train that just got pulled out of Monon, out of their yard. Wow. I didn't expect anything the size of that. I mean, sometimes people think of the Monon line as having been just neglected or dying, lame. You fill in the blank with whatever. That was anything but lame. My gosh. I mean, that was as big of a train as I've seen on CSX really anywhere that I roam. So that was really cool. Now I'm going to try to do two things. One, catch it heading south, because it's heading towards Lafayette now. I don't know if I can get ahead of it at this point, especially because Route 43 has a closure here down in Brookston. So I don't know if I'll be able to beat it or not, but I'm going to try. And the second thing is battery life. Not much left. Yikes. We're going to try, though. Trying to catch it. There's the back end. Trouble is, that's such a long train. That means the front end is already in town. And I'm going to get traffic lights. Moving at a good clip. Man, the wind is pushing my car. It certainly was pushing the drone. And that's why they have all those windmills out there. This is one windy part of the state. Well, I'm almost up to the DPUs. There's those windmills. That one must be a rebuild, that second trailing DPU. 5320. It's so clean.
The train had been proceeding at about 40 miles an hour as I paced it and then ran past it, and I felt like Brookston's my only chance. If I don't catch it by Brookston, I'm just not going to. So, not a lot of time to set up. Whew. But caught it. Moving at 40 miles an hour rather than, say, 5, this just felt like a very different train. Still very huge, it just felt different. How about a Wisconsin Central gone? A Winchester and Western hopper. Yeah. Well, that's some fine rail action on the CSX Monon Subdivision. And hey, shame on the rail fans who talk smack about this line. Okay, so the old Monon is no longer intact. That's a fact of a lot of railroading in this country. But this small stretch of track gave us some massive manifest freight, gave us yard switching and train building. The track is maintained at least to a 40-mile-an-hour standard. Huge grainers run across it. It's all good stuff. We've only scratched the surface here. We haven't shown any Amtrak trains like the Cardinal yet. Haven't shown the Monon Corridor trains yet. Well, you'll see those in future episodes of Bituminous Coal. Join me every Wednesday and Sunday on Bituminous Coal at 7 p.m. Eastern for new videos. I'll take you to the trains.